We're turning our attention back to the villa, and we'll return to this conversation in a few minutes. Correspondent there, Femi Akande, is standing by following the meeting between the Secretary to the United States government and Mr. President. Femi, what's happening there?
Well, hi, Femi. The U.S. Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, is expected to arrive at the presidential villa any moment from now. He has already touched down at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja, where he was received by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation and the Minister of Foreign Affairs. They will accompany him here to the presidential villa, where he will be received by President Bola Tinubu. A short ceremony will be organized to welcome him, and then they will then proceed into a bilateral meeting between the two countries. President Bola Tinubu and his team will also be holding talks with Antony Blinken and the team from the United States. Well, he's just is touring African countries, and Nigeria is one of these countries. He has already pledged $45 million support, U.S. support for Africa, especially in the areas of security. We expect Nigeria to get a large chunk of that money, considering the role Nigeria plays in Africa and indeed the sub-region, especially with the protection of the Gulf of Guinea. Nigeria has played a significant role in ensuring the safety of vessels on that high sea. And to a large extent, the incidents of piracy and attacks by all of these pirates on the sea has greatly reduced around the Gulf of Guinea, and that's thanks to efforts by Nigeria's Navy and security agencies. So we expect all of those talks between President Bola Tinubu and Antony Blinken, not forgetting that security is one of the priority of President Bola Tinubu's administration. So he'll be needing the support of the U.S. in terms of not just military hardware, but also intelligence sharing, training of personnel, and all of that. You know that Nigeria is the U.S. largest trading partner in sub-Saharan Africa. So we expect also talks on trade, improving trade relations between the two countries. Well, if you look at it, it's most of the things Nigeria exports to the U.S. are basically crude oil, oil and gas, essentially. Well, we expect President Bola Tinubu to bring up discussions around locally produced goods in Nigeria that are of exportable quality to be able to export them to the United States. All of this will help shore up Nigeria's local economy and also help improve the forex, that's the foreign exchange, as we speak. But Antony Blinken is being expected any moment from now. Already the arrangements, we have seen security arrangements in place. We have seen the arrival of the advanced team of the U.S. Secretary of State. They are already on ground. Everything is in place. What we expect any moment from now is the arrival of the U.S. Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, and this will be his first visit to Nigeria since President Bola Tinubu assumed office. Femi.
Indeed, Femi, this is perhaps a follow-up to the December 2022 U.S. African Leaders Summit, when we saw the U.S. president actually meet with African leaders in the country's bid to reunite with the continent, particularly seeing what the president calls a newfound attention to the continent. Talk to us about how you think Nigeria and indeed the government of President Bola Tinubu is better positioning the country for this new scramble for Africa.
Well, this means a lot for Nigeria and the administration of President Bola Tinubu. We all know that President Bola Tinubu has been around the world advocating and persuading foreign investors to come into Nigeria, to come and invest, that the climate is conducive for them to bring in their money into Nigeria and invest, because he has assured them of return on investment. And we saw the German Chancellor Olaf Scholz visit Nigeria last year. We saw all of his engagement in the country during that visit. And this is also a high-powered visit coming from the U.S., from the United States, with the visit of the Secretary of State. For President Bola Tinubu and his administration, well, these are some of the low-hanging fruits that they are beginning to already record record following the president's aggressive investment drive, his drive to get foreign direct investment into the country. We're also hearing that, well, we do not know the details of that, but some kind of agreements, memorandum of understandings will be signed or might be signed between Nigeria and the United States, perhaps in the area of security, ICT, agriculture, and other critical aspects of the economy. So this, for President Bola Tinubu's administration, is one of the quick wins or successes recorded since he assumed office on the 29th of May last year.
State House correspondent Femi Akande live for us at the presidential villa, where the U.S. Secretary of State is expected to meet with the president at a moment from now. Thank you for the updates, Femi.